This is a really excitable moment for me right now, to be the first person to have this product in my hands. I get so excited by new products coming onto the market, and it's really, really fun as a YouTube creator to be involved in these processes. And so today, I give you the grand arrival of a new product by Garage Therapy called Trim. Trim is a new product by Garage Therapy in their protection range, in their 2 range, which offers protection for tyres, exterior plastics, interior plastics and engine bays. It's a dilutable product which has got the ease of use, so simple, like many other water-based dressings on the market. This thing is so dilutable, it's fantastic, and I'm here to try it out. But before we get to that, let's go through some of the processes and some of the instructions that are on this bottle. So let's get a closer look at Trim. Trim is part of their 2 protection range. As I can say, or you can always recognise a protection product from Garage Therapy with the red labelling. As always with it, you're going to get a lot of text on there, you're going to get a lot of directions, which is great. So let's go through some of the directions that Maz says, especially we'll start with the dilution ratios. For a deeper satin or high gloss look plus extra durability, apply a second coat after 15 minutes. For maximum performance, initially apply 2 coats, then regularly a top-up coat as required between maintenance washes. The dilution ratios for it, for exterior plastics, is 1:4 to 1:10. Interior plastics 1:10, 1:20. Engine bay 1:4, 1:10, and rubbers 1:4, 1:10. Now, if you're understanding products that are on the market like I've used before, like Chemical Guys, VRP, CarPro Pearl, other water-based dressings that are out on the market, you tend to find that when it comes to use them on tyres, you'll find that it's either neat or 1:1. So the fact that it's on 1:4 with rubbers, that's a really good dilution ratio, and that's going to be really, really cost effective when it's going to be using this product. So we have got some stuff set up today that we're going to dilute this and have a little test on some of the little areas I've got in this vehicle beside me. One of the things that I'd always say when you're applying these trim-based products to your vehicle is obviously making sure you do the right preparation process. So as Maz says on this text, is you can use 0 decon shampoo to basically decontaminate those areas, or use a citrus at 1:10, which is going to give you a really good cleaning process before applying some sort of dressing. The great thing about this, obviously, like I said, is you can actually use this after washes. You can keep topping this up as you go, but obviously 2 coats are required. I know that Maz has tested this specifically on certain vans. Obviously, vans get really, really faded trim. And so in other videos coming up, we're going to be doing some of that testing to see different dilution ratios, what sort of finish you're going to be getting on vehicles. But today, we're just going to sort of have a first look at what this product is actually about and see how it dilutes in the bottle and see if we can see how it's going to work on certain light plastics on exteriors. But this is also available to do on interior plastics as well at 1:10, 1:20. And like I said, engine bays as well. And so I will be interested because there's obviously some good products out there right now that do work on engine bays. You know, I really enjoy using vinyl and rubber care by Autoglym. Really, really good product. So I wonder if this is going to really compete with it. And that kind of product has a nice scent to it. And that leads on to the scent of this. There is no scent. The great thing about this, there is no scent at all. Nothing to smell. And to be honest with you, I asked Maz about that and he said, well, you don't really need a scent on an exterior part of the car. Especially you don't need a scent on an engine bay. But specifically on an interior, when you've got products like dash serum, you don't really need to mix those products up at all. And that goes on to some of the instructions on here. Do not mix these 2 products together. You don't really want to mix dash serum and this product, because dash serum has got some special surfactants and ingredients in it that won't blend with this at all. It will, if anything, it will end up cleaning this off. And so they don't work together. They're just 2 tightly different types of technology. So you don't want to be working them together. So let's mix this up now. I'm just going to go with the lightest dilution ratio today. So we're going to put 90 ml in there, just like that. Don't forget to put the lid on. One of the things you don't want to do, guys, is receive this bottle, put a trigger in it and start spraying it on your vehicle. This is a dilutable product. And so we've got some water here, we've got some spotless water. Let's pop that out. Pour this in. Give this a little shake. Top this up with water. That dilutes really well, by the way. That looks quite strong for 1:10, doesn't it? Okay, Perfect. So I think the first place to start has got to be on an engine bay. There's tons of plastics under here. This is a great place to start. On these BMWs, there's not too many areas, but as we know in detailing, these scuttles are absolutely horrendous and they're the first thing that fade. So we're going to be using Zero Citrus to clean all these plastics, and we're going to address this area because every vehicle has good plastics on the engine bay. So I think this is a great place to start. So while I'm going to leave that citrus just to dwell a little bit and start eating away at that grease and grime, I want to talk about this Garage Therapy brush. Apparently this is made in 3 separate countries. It's in the EU, but what I'll say is having these kind of nylon brushes to do interiors and doing exteriors, it's a great way to do it. So we're going to give this a little test at the same time. I'm going to give you some feedback on this while we do this process. I have to say, there's nothing like using a new tool when you're actually doing something. You just don't know why. Why does it always feel like you're doing a better job? I have to say, this brush is really easy to use. The ergonomics, the way you hold it, just that soft satin finish to it means it's non-slip as well. I have invested in some decent brushes before, but like I said, they always failed quite quickly around the ferrule. So this will be interesting to see how this operates down the line. But so far, having these designated brushes for these areas of the vehicle, this is really quite a nice user experience. So now for the moment of truth, the bit you've all been waiting for, the 50-50. So all I'm going to do is take this Garage Therapy soft tip brush, apply a little bit of product onto the bristles. We're just going to do a little 50-50. Just going to lightly tickle this on. Do half that side. Do half this engine bay. And we'll pull you in for a closer look. So as you can see already, lovely little 50-50. So just taking my terry towel and obviously using the flat side, that makes life a lot easier for when you're leveling and buffing. I think it's got a real natural, nourishing look to the plastics now. I don't think it looks. There's definitely, I can feel a real silkiness in my hands. It's just very silky to touch, very, very slippery. You can definitely feel there's going to be some real good hydrophobicity on this product. But to buff off, it's really good. You're not leaving too many high spots. Feels very, very easy to level off. There's definitely already on my gloves a real silkiness to this product, super silky. So this is for anti-static properties and all that sort of stuff when it comes to dust and all that. That's going to make life a lot easier. On the finish side, it's not got that real glossy, rich, sort of like shiny, gunky sort of feel to it. It's very, very OEM, very, very natural. Not getting much of a 50-50 line between the two, but there's enough there to make me feel like this is leaving something really good behind. It's definitely the most slickest of products that I've felt on plastics before compared to others. And sometimes you just get this sort of real silicone sort of stuff that sticks on there and all the dust attracts to it. This doesn't feel like that at all. This feels like really like new finish. Also, the biggest test is when you're doing like windscreen wipers and stuff is how easy does that sort of penetrate, and then does it come off the glass that easier? So is that going to make application so much more easier when you're doing a water-based dressing compared to like a ceramic coating? But this is looking really good. You know, I have to be honest, I am very biased about Garage Therapy products because I've been testing them now for the last 2 years, and I really do enjoy the range. They really do help me with my day-to-day processes. The word that Maz uses all the time is process accelerator, and so I know that they're always trying to work on making your job a lot easier. But this is my first look with this product. I've not used this product at all yet, and so it's going to be really interesting to see what you guys get and what you guys feel when you test it on different products and different cars, because I definitely think that there's different areas of vehicles with different substrates, different type of rubbers, different aging, there's lots of variables to it, so it'd be really interesting to find out how you found it at different dilution ratios. So far 1 to 10 on an engine bay, which is actually on Mazda's instructions is like 1 to 4, I really like this finish. It's very, very natural. Okay then, so what's my final thoughts of Garage Therapy 2 Trim? This is obviously their first edition, so there's no V2, no V3, this is the straight out the gates, their first one. And what's my real thoughts about this? Well, like I said before, nothing that Garage Therapy doesn't make isn't decent, so I know that it's going to be a good product. But I am obviously used to using Autoglim, Vinyl and Rubber Care, Chemical Guys VRP, and other products of that sort of water-based nature. I love the fact that it's highly dilutable. This 1 to 10 has performed really, really well in this engine bay, and I think for someone like myself who loves a really OEM natural finish, this is going to be really, really good. This is going to fit right into my business perfectly. It fills a hole to something I was already using already. How it's going to compete down the line against these other ones is going to be very, very interesting. But a 1 to 4 ratio, that's a very good price. One of the things you need to know is that this doesn't available until June the 2nd. So you're getting this review very, very early. As I said before, I'm the first person to get the opportunity to play with this product in the creator world, but this has been around the GT network for quite a while now. And obviously if the GT network like it, then that's why it's already coming to market. And so looking at all the areas, we'll be interested to see what the water behaviour is going to be like, the hydrophobicity content, you know, when it comes to washing this off, how long it's going to last. And like I said, these brushes have really been interesting to me as well. These are really, really nice soft tipped, really, really helps for the application of getting into little areas fantastically well, really soft. I did compare these to the Detail Factory brushes. They are very, very different. So I'll be really interested to see them down the line, but I do love the length of them. I do love actually as well the big hole at the back for hanging these up, which is great. Sometimes when you're using these in certain buckets in certain areas, they don't hang very well. And so that's a really good addition. This bristle brush, this nylon brush, it just screams quality. Really, really easy. Very different to the plastic naff ones you'll get from on Temu. Very, very different. Really strong, a really good grip, but obviously the rounded beveled edge is really nice as well. So a really good addition with citrus to get this area really, really clean. So yeah, so that's 1 to 10 with Garage Therapy Trim. Obviously you can see the sun's going down, so we're not going to have the opportunity to do any more, but stay tuned for more content coming out very soon. If you like this kind of video, hit the subscribe button because, like I said, we've got loads of other areas to try this on. We've got the interior to try it on, we've got the tyres to try it on, loads of other areas, and we need to find some really crappy vans to do this on as well. So thanks a lot for watching, appreciate you, and I'll see you guys in the next video.